Well, beer, I like beer. I drank it every day of the year. I drank it any time that you're on my mind. I like beer.
Greetings, this is Spec Ops 56 and my cameraman John Toe and assistant beer brewer coming to you from Homebrew Central here in the kitchen. And today we're going to be brewing a special homebrew beer. This will be a smash beer. Smash, if you aren't aware, stands for single malt and single hops. This is a special brew that I'm doing. The Brew-Q, one of my fellow YouTube homebrewers and subscribers, a fellow YouTube homebrewer friend of his, recently passed away a couple of months ago, and he asked those of us that are his subscribers that do homebrew to do a homebrew in honor of Strat beer and to do a smash beer. So I said that I would do it, and while it has taken longer for me to get to it than I intended, we're doing it today. Now, it was a little more difficult for me because I am strictly an extract brewer using specialty malts, and most of your liquid malt extracts are blends of different malts, different grains. There is one, however, I found out that is made from one single grain, and I'm using the Maillard Malts brand of Maris Otter liquid malt extract, because my research tells me that the Maris Otter liquid malt extract is 100% Maris Otter and nothing else. So this will qualify for a single malt and single hops. The hops I have selected for this is the UK Challenger. What I'm going to do is going to be a 40-minute boil. I'm going to put in, at the beginning of the boil, about a quarter ounce of the Challenger hops. And let me take a look here at my recipe. Yeah, at the 20-minute mark, I'll be putting in a quarter ounce of the UK Challenger, and then at the 10-minute mark, I'll be putting in another quarter ounce of the UK Challenger, and then finally for the aroma, I'll be putting in a half ounce of the UK Challenger at the 5-minute mark. And so that will be a total of 1 ounce of the UK Challenger hops. I'm using the hop pellets. I'll be tossing in a half a tablet of Whirlfloc for helping to clear it up. And the yeast I'll be using today for this, because I thought it might help give it a unique flavor, I'm using the Danstar Belle Saison. Never used it before, so it should be interesting. I'm using this Deer Park, bottled water as my water. I've used this brand of water with all my other home brews since I started, and I've been real pleased with it, so I'll continue to use it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the boil started, and once we've done that, we'll come back and show you what it looks like boiling away in the pot. Okay, we're starting to boil the wort. We'll put a gallon of the water in there and added the Maillard malt, if you can see it. And now we're letting it start to boil. And this is what it looks like We'll come take a look there. So that's about all there is to see for right now. When it's time to add the first hop addition, we'll show you that. So, see you then. Okay, we're just about at the 5-minute mark. We've already added the first 2 hop additions. As soon as it hits the 5-minute mark, right now, we're adding the 3rd and last hop addition for aroma. And we'll let that, go ahead and take a look. You can see what it looks like. We'll let that boil for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll turn off the heat and we'll transfer it to the cooling bath. And once we've done that, we'll come back and show you when we're ready to take the original gravity reading before we put it into the fermenter and pitch the yeast. But tell you one thing about this is you take a big sniff, this stuff smells like fresh baked wheat bread. It makes the whole kitchen smell good. So anyway, after we get this cooled down and we're ready to start testing the gravity, we'll come back and show you that. Alright, we've cooled the wort down in the bath, the ice bath, to the right temperature. We've got it, we put it in the little brown keg Mr. Beer fermenter. I use this because it's very handy size. It's just the right size for the 2.5 gallon batches I make. And it looks kind of cool. So I use that. We put it in here, added the water to get it up to the proper level. Now, before we pitch the yeast, we're going to take a measurement of the original gravity. There we go. It's not bad. Last time I tried doing that, I ended up getting it all over the floor. Okay, John, I'm going to need your eyes here to read them little tiny numbers on there. Tell us what our original gravity is. Give it a little time to settle.
$1.050.
1.050. I think that's almost exactly what it should be. 1.050 is our starting gravity. Of course, we'll have to temperature correct that because the temperature of the wort right now is about 74 degrees and the hydrometer is calibrated for 66 degrees. Well, there's a calculator online that I can go to, plug the numbers in, and it'll tell me what the actual gravity is, but it won't be different by more than a couple of points, so it's not really a big deal. So we're going to put the sample back in here. And the next thing to do is going to be to pitch the yeast. I've never used this particular yeast before, this Belle Saison yeast, but I got it because the characteristics of it sounded interesting and sounded like it might just add to the type of flavor profile that I'm going for. Let's see. Yeah. Don't have any tear strips, so there, make my own. And while this pouch is supposed to be enough for a 5 to 6 gallon batch, you know, I always put in at least half of it, whatever looks right, and save the rest for another time. Maybe a little bit more. A little more yeast won't hurt a thing. There we go. I'll put this in the refrigerator and save it to use with a different brew coming up. And now, all we need to do, close this up. I'll go put it in my hallway bathtub, which is my fermentation chamber, and let it go to work. And then once this thing is ready in a few weeks to drink, then we'll do a taste test and a review on it. So until then, this is Spec Ops 56, my fellow assistant brewer, Jonto, saying so long and happy brewing. Yeah, okay.